Hello everybody and welcome to the latest Taffs Word. I'm more or less going to get straight to the point. This is going to be something of a controversial video, but I personally couldn't give two shits whether anyone finds it controversial or not, because as it's labelled, the truth from the Bradford game, I'm going to basically say what I saw, and I was right on top of the incident at hand. Let's just go right from the very beginning. I seen the guy walk up towards the dugout and single out Stuart McCall. He had a Leeds flag, held it up, and then started shouting something of which I couldn't hear. He was chanting something, couldn't hear it. And then it started working its way up into the crowd that I was stood in at the time, and it was something to do with a chip van. I didn't know what it was, and I turned to one of the lads, the one who plays the drum for us, Alice, and I turned to him, and he will vouch for this because me and him have actually spoken about it. I turned to him and I said, "What the fuck is this all about, a chip van?" And some of them were just singing along. I didn't even know, and I'm probably the oldest out of all that lot. I realised all the lads that stand around us, there's a handful of people who are around about my age, maybe a little bit older, but the vast majority, we're talking age groups of say 12 to 20, all of whom pretty much millennials, and some of them would have been born in the 90s, you know, possibly even, you know, like I say, I was born in the 80s, I was born in 84, and the Bradford fire actually happened a year after I was born. I knew about it. Obviously it's something that's remembered every year, and rightly so. The chip van thing is something I didn't have a clue about. Like I said, I had to turn and ask about that, and no one knew what it was. I asked all the lads, even the ones who were singing it, you know, what's all this about a chip van? Well, I don't know, the guy at the front started singing it. Of which case then, during all that, we see Stuart McCall pointing and having a go at the guy and telling him about something about, you know, pointing as if he's saying to come outside the stadium. Didn't know what McCall said to him, didn't know what he said to McCall. I don't think anyone really did, unless they were stood down there with him. And there was a steward down there who I think is going to be the key to all of this. He'll basically say what he heard, and then any doubt about what the guy said, because everybody is jumping straight to Stuart McCall and basically making it as if he's got to be telling the truth. Now, I quite rightly put in County Chat now, at the end of the day, if someone can clear it up, if someone actually says that this guy actually said the words "burn Bradford burn," then I hope he gets everything that's coming to him, because that is despicable, that's scum. Chip van, I'll have to point out, is a completely different incident altogether. The chip van thing was an intentional fire lit by Leeds United supporters at Bradford's Odsal Stadium, which is where the Bradford Bulls play rugby league. Obviously it's nothing to do with the Valley Parade fire, which happened a year earlier. Obviously there was a quite sickening intention from the Leeds support to do that. A very insensitive thing to do. Even just burning the thing down in the first place is so much as a serious crime, but to do it a year after what happened at Valley Parade, I think is sick in the head. You know, you've got to be demented to do that sort of thing. But the chip van is a different incident to the actual Bradford fires. Now, the likes of Sky Sports News, who couldn't get, you know, a reputable news station like that, couldn't get their facts straight, and even to the point where our local newspaper, the Argus, can't get their facts straight. They were claiming that a section of Newport supporters were singing about the Bradford fire. And every time it comes up, they're talking about a section of Newport supporters. Now, the guy who had the Leeds flag, we don't even know if he is a county fan. He may have just been there for the fact, you know, he may be someone local, because there's a lot of Leeds fans in Newport. He may have just been someone local. He's obviously got to be a Leeds fan to have a Leeds flag. So he's not just going to buy a Leeds flag just to take in there and make a nuisance of himself. He's a Leeds fan who's gone in there with the flag with an intention to try and cause an argument or to try and wind someone up. You know, whatever his intentions are, are his own. You know, if whatever he wants to do, crack on. But he's on his own with that. The point I'm trying to make is the fact he's on his own in what he's doing. And if he has muttered those words, burn, Bradford, burn, he said them. No one else said that. No one else mentioned the fire of Valley Parade of 85. No one mentioned that. No one chanted about it. No one sang about it. It was simply about the chip van, and the only people who joined in with this guy at the front were children, basically. Teenagers, impressionable young kids singing along with someone starting a chant. And that's all they've done. So there's been calls on our county chat page to ban everybody who was singing that. It's like, are you going to ban a teenager for just joining in with a chant that they know nothing about? If they knew something about what the chip van meant, even then, it's a chip van. It's a chip van at a different ground a year after. You know, like I said, I've mentioned the motives of actually doing it in the first place are sick in the head. But singing about a chip van is not singing about the Valley Parade fire the year before. So people got to get their frigging facts straight. Now I'm trying my best not to lose my cool or to swear anything on you. But as Leanne there's just saying, I just did. Well, did I? I don't know. Like I say, I'm just saying, I'm just speaking my mind here. I'm trying to speak, what I'm saying is the truth. Because I was stood there. I can't tell you what the guy said. I can't tell you what McCall said to him. I can't tell you if McCall's lying. I can't tell you if he's saying the truth. I can't. And if I can't, and I was stood right there, then who else, you know, should be judge and jury on this? The only people that can be judge and jury are the people carrying out the investigation. It looks as though the key to that is the steward that stood right by him. That's what it's going to come down to. And if the steward can confirm what he said or didn't say, that's it. For Sky Sports News to be putting out there that a section of Newport fans were singing chants referencing the Valley Parade fire, that's very incorrect, and I think they owe the club an apology, and the fans. I think the Argus needs to reword some of the things that they've been saying as well, because they are also saying the same thing, and it's pretty much on what the Argus are saying is echoed in the Sky Sports News section of it. Like I say, everybody's made their minds up of it. Stuart McCall, he's got to be telling the truth. What if he's not? What if his team's losing 2-1 in a game they went 1-0 up in a game they were expecting to win? He's getting frustrated, and you could see him visibly frustrated with his players before that, because his players weren't doing things that he was trying to get them to do. He was shouting and screaming to them, and they were ignoring him, and you could see him losing his rag. And it wasn't long before this guy went up to him and started pointing the Leeds flag at him, because all I saw was this guy pointing to him, holding up a Leeds flag, and that was it. And he was obviously shouting something at him. Now, Stuart McCall reacted quite quickly. Now, did he just snap? Is it a matter of that he snapped and he said something and thought, shit, I shouldn't have said that? You heard the chip van thing and thought, okay then, I might have an opportunity to save face here. I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm saying that could be the case, and people aren't considering that. You know, people can't just be pointing the finger at people just because of one person say so. Just because that person's a public figure doesn't mean that their word is better than anybody else's. All I'm saying is, before people start making their mind up on what's been said in this incident, let's just let the club do what they need to do to carry out the investigation that they need to carry out, get to the bottom of it, and then if the guy is found guilty of saying those things, then I bloody hope he does get banned. But in the meantime, why are people just jumping all over the opportunity to shame someone, and especially a group of people who obviously the majority are completely and utterly innocent, because we're talking about young kids singing along with someone starting a chant, and they didn't have no idea what it was about. None of them did. So anyway, before I keep rambling on and repeating myself about this all night now, you know, I'm going to cut it off there. But I just hope that people sit back and think about this a little bit more, rather than just jumping straight in, ban him for life, just out of the blue, just like that. You know, or ban everybody involved in the chanting for life. Remember, there was nothing chanted about the actual fire at Valley Parade. Nothing, not a single word was mentioned about it within the group of supporters that do the singing inside Ronnie Parade. So if anybody from Sky Sports sees this, not that they will, but if for some reason they do, I hope they find it in themselves to actually say we didn't get our facts right about that, because the Newport supporters were not singing anything about a fire at Valley Parade. And I hope the Argus get the opportunity to obviously say something themselves. But we'll see. You know, these people, you know, they already think they're better than what we are anyway. Do you really think they're going to send any kind of apology or admit they were wrong about it? Of course they're not. But I just hope that people can at least recognise it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Any thoughts of yours on this? I'd like to see what you got to say about it. Hope that you agree with me, at least to an extent. And I hope that if you do find this controversial, you don't think badly of me for it. I'm just speaking the truth, just speaking my mind, and that's what I do. Simple as that. Anyway, thank you very much. Cheers for now, and as always, up the county. Many thanks for watching the latest content on the Amber Army channel. Please make sure you leave us a like. Make sure you subscribe for more content, both for the neutral football fan and also plenty of Newport County. Even more Newport County content can be found on the club's iFollow channel on the link above. It is just £4.49 per month to subscribe to that service. And those of you feeling extra generous can also support us on Patreon on the link at the bottom there. That would be a monthly donation of your choice. Thank you again. Make sure you've subscribed, and as always, up the county.